Otieno Paul-Peter, Rotary Club of Milimani. Some of you have met me before. When I was in lower primary school, occasionally I would be left in our house sleeping alone. We never used to have a house with rooms. We had a house that was divided into two. One side is bedroom, which was also the kitchen, and one side is the sitting room, which was also everything else. Now, that was back in the village. And whenever I was left in this house alone, for whichever reason, at night I would have a lot of fear. And looking at the wall, we used to have some things hung on the wall, like a calabash. You know calabash? Yes. We used to have some things hung on the wall. Now, at night, I would see them dancing, and some of them projecting towards me. And I would really say, what sort of thing? Now, when I listen outside, I hear some knocks at the window, somebody trying to push the door, but it all vanishes in the morning. Over time, I realized I was listening to them in my mind. They were really not existing. That's what I discovered. Now, a few times I would be walking to the shops, the shopping center, to buy something, or wherever I'm sent. Back in the village, today there is not too much electricity, so it's normally very dark. When you can be sent anytime, go buy some, go get this, go to so and so and ask for this. But when you're walking, you hear people walking behind you. You look back, you don't see them, but you hear the footsteps. How many of you normally do that? You normally feel somebody walking, and on the path you normally pass every day. You see, people are just squatting around, waiting for you. And then one day, I told myself, by the way, I always pass here during the day. At night, the difference is just that there is no sun. And so, there is nothing. From that time on, I never heard anything pushing the window. I never saw things dancing. And I realized fear actually is a lie. What you fear, and this became my fear, what you fear does not exist. I know one thing for sure. Fear is very courageous. Let's say that. Fear is very courageous. Let's say
fear is very courageous.
Because it doesn't wait for you to invite it. You'll come and bed with you. It's very aggressive. Apparently, it got the name by mistake. I don't know who gave it that name. This thing called fear is very courageous. You just come when you give it room. But now, courage is somewhat timid. It's fearful. You must massage it and seduce it to come. And that's the way success is. Success is something that is always elusive, and you must keep looking for it. It doesn't come. But failure is very courageous. It keeps coming and walking, and if you don't run away, failure catches up with you. That's the way it is. I don't know why. I didn't set it up. Somebody did it. I only found myself and I've got to play them with the roots, and that's the same way it goes to me. As I was growing, I learned a few things. And more so with respect to school, now that you're in school. And this will help you handle your fear level and your courage level to improve your confidence. One is know the truth. So that is lesson number one. What is it? Know the truth. So what is the truth? The truth is that fear does not exist. What you fear is only in the mind. It's not in reality. And that is the truth. Every time you're going to fear something, just get to know it does not exist. Everything I ever feared, the moment I did it, it wasn't as bad. It's really not that bad. That's it. I grew up in Kenya, small town. I never went to Kisumu. Kisumu seemed to be the most, the nearest and the biggest town next to, which is closer to Kenya. But I came to Nairobi first. Along the way, just recently, around 20, maybe 2011. So for the first time, I was going to Kisumu, though, by the way, it doesn't sound true. I was going to Kisumu alone for some business venture, and I wasn't sure, what am I going to do there? Where will I stay? Things like that. And you know, the notion we had about Kisumu, most of our people who stayed in Kisumu, they always had this mental attitude of Kisumu full of blogs, full of magazines, everything. Now, I feared that. But then I remembered somebody who had once said, live and grow your wings on the way down. Yes, as you go, you'll catch up. I just went, and I realized everything I feared wasn't true. Everything in life I ever feared is never true. So just get to know, even the exam you're fearing, it's not that bad. Actually, it's going to be much easier. That's number one. Know the truth. Number two, know yourself. Know yourself. People are different. Now, when I went to class 5, another guy told me, he was a friend and we were coming from the same village, he told me, class 5 is very hard. It's very hard, you'll fail. By the way, I was told the same when I was going to class 4. Back in the village, they used to teach us in vernacular. I learned English, proper English, in class 6. My kids speak English before they are in school. And that's the reason. Because I had a problem, I could not understand anything. They started speaking in English in class 4, I failed most of the things. That's the time school was hardest in my life. You see? So when we went to class 4, I said, class 4 is very hard, you'll fail. Of course it was hard because they started speaking English, I didn't know English. So I got number 15 out of 30. My default setting is I'm not a D student. That's the truth. I'm not a D student, that's the truth. I may be E, but really not B. I'm there above. And this is the essence. Know yourself. You understand what I'm saying. When I went to class 5, I was told the same thing. Every class they ever told me, this is hard. I found it wasn't hard. No, now, the exciting one, it was class 5. This guy even told me there's some problems. In primary school, we don't call them problems. We call them mathematics. There are some skills called degrees. What? Those things are really hard. You won't get. Now, when we reached those degrees, I asked him, he was called Dodo. I asked Dodo, is this what you said was really hard? He said, yeah, they were really hard for us. I don't know what's happening right now. Now, when I went to college, that's his first 4 days. College was hard, truth be told. I did physics. I normally tell people, I do physics, and I've advised a few people to do physics, then they fail. So I stopped advising people to do physics. I tell them physics is good, but when you choose to do it, don't say I told you to do it, because I don't want to take that later. It's great, it's a good thing, I still love it. This is what happened. Some people were doing chemistry, doing all sorts of subjects. But I learned, if you don't know yourself, you'll probably get into some other people's selves. You will start behaving like you're me. People used to, some people used to study, Yeda will tell you, we were in the same class. People would be having discussion groups from morning to evening. I never had one. People would be doing different things. Some people study in the library. I never entered the library. Every time I was in the library, I slept. So, and every beginning of the term, every beginning of the semester, I would go, they recommend books. I would go pick the books, take them to the house, so I would read in my house whenever I was reading at all. Because I was doing several other things. But many people would come pick these books from me and read them, but I tell them, please remember to return them when the days come so that they don't charge me. Now, this is wrong for you, and perhaps here we can. When it came to time for exam, I only needed to prepare a timetable, read, and then I passed. Now, if you are not somebody like me, you need to understand, I understood these people who are reading in March, that is the person they are. If they don't do that, they will fail, and that is what the present issue is telling you. If you don't understand yourself, you will probably get into some other person's plan. And what will happen? You will fail. Let me tell you, I was in a day school. when one day there was an exchange program to Aborosa. Some of you have heard of Aborosa. So we went there. It was one night only. It was terrible for me. Yeah, one day gave me very hot porridge, and I had time limits to. Oh, what's wrong with these people? And then at night, they forced us to read up to 11. I'd never done that. And then they woke us up, I think around 3 or something. Somebody comes reading. It was a terrible night. And I said, if this is what secondary school would have been, I wouldn't have studied. Why? Because that's not me. I can read with noise. With disco and everything, I can choose to read and I will understand. Somebody won't. You see that? So, if you don't understand yourself, if you don't know yourself, you will fail because you're trying to do what somebody else is doing. I used to read on the way to school. I'm walking and reading, and that was only my time for revising. But somebody needs to sit down, that is in secondary school, and read. Now, to me, I would not get that time, but God also knew. People like me, I would hold a book like this. This is all they are going to set exam in. In secondary school, you hold a book like this. They are not like this. If it is business studies, it is business studies. It's just like this. You can study it in one night. You see? But are you the type who can study it in one night? So appreciate yourself and know whom you are. If you don't know, you're going to fail, I tell you. So don't be him. You are you. And God created us purposely. You get that? And that's why somebody will be a doctor, somebody will be a medicine man, somebody will be a herbalist, somebody will be a president, somebody will be a follower. You get that? The other thing is know your stuff. So what was number one? And what is the truth? And there are lots of other truths, like they've mentioned. Truth is everyone can pass. No one is doomed to fail. You see, except if we choose to. Guys in Northeastern choose to fail sometimes because they think they have no teachers. We had no teachers. We used to borrow a teacher of Kiswahili from another school. And he came and then he said, teacher, brought a problem that you're going to teach other pupils else you have to pass and you're leaving yours here so you could not come. So most of us became teachers. And we teach maths and physics, somebody teaches English and Swahili, another person teaches this. And we taught people in our class. We were just about 21 people in Form 4. And we passed anyway. We were the first pupils in that school. First in Form 4. You get what I mean? It's all in the mind. The truth is, everyone can pass. Let me tell you another story. Another friend of mine called Duncan. Duncan believed that in their school, which was my school after Form 2, nobody could get more than C+. Now, during our days, it was not C+. C+ was easy to get. I asked somebody how to get a C+. This is how to get a C+. Let me tell you, how many of you want to get a C+? If you want to get it, it's simple. All you need to do is read everything they've given you to read in the book. No extra. You don't need to extend the night. Then, just do the homework and revise the past papers. You will get C+ without struggle. It's easy. It's the simplest thing to get. Now, when you want to pass, like I wanted to pass, our time, C+ was not going anywhere, except if you have money. And of course, we didn't have money. That's why. So I had to get something B onwards. I did not aim at that. I aimed at A+. You see that? So what happened was, he knew that you can't get anything beyond C+, and he got C+, and he failed. He didn't go to university. And people who believed it was possible to pass, they passed. So the truth is, everyone can pass. Then know yourself. The last thing is know your stuff. Know your stuff. No, this is what I'm good at, and this is what I need to do. This is what I want to become. This is not what I want to become. You don't have to be influenced by anyone, by anything. You feel, if somebody said, you follow your conscience. You follow. God somewhat knows what you want to become. So if you listen to your heart, you don't have to become an engineer to become successful. Success is in every field. When President Ziri asked some of the things he wished he knew, to me, it was just the only thing I didn't know was success was in every discipline. Everything can make you successful. Nobody tell you that if you're a musician, no. I know, maybe your parents will not accept us as musicians. No. Success, apparently, is not what I want to discuss right now. But if you follow what is in your heart, you have more potential of going bigger and becoming a big name, big success. You get it? So, I want to wish you the very best. You people can pass. You can get any grade you want. You still have the time. I started studying for my exams. I was out of school for about 11 months or 12 months. And I went back for 9 months to study from 1 to Form 4. And I did it. So you have April up to November or October. Even if you are going to do an exam, you can pass. You just needed to make a choice. You see? Just know your stuff, know the truth. And let me tell you, nothing can stop you. I wish you the very best. If we don't meet in the course of the year, let's meet when you pass. If you fail, there is no problem. There is opportunity for everybody. But don't aim to fail. There is opportunity for everybody. Even if you fail last time, you have another chance. Let's do it. Thank you. God bless you.
Why are you using me as an example? Use me as a good example.
I think one of the things, speaking to the students specifically, one of the things that we had from Rotarians who've spoken to you is that each one of them has a story. Our lives have not been straight lines. We did not succeed in everything that we did at the time that we